Aria Coleman walked into Westbridge High with the quiet confidence of someone who had already lived through storms. Her long dark hair was tied low behind her back, her uniform pressed neatly, her backpack worn but clean. It was her third school in 5 years. Military life kept her moving like the wind, and she had learned to blend into new environments with practiced calm. But nothing prepared her for the first period of the day. World affairs with Miss Brighton, a name seniors whispered about with dread. Miss Brighton had the reputation of being the strictest and the most dismissive teacher in the entire district. As Aria stepped into the classroom, conversation stopped for a brief second. New girl, military kid, quiet, reserved. Rumors spread fast, and she already felt whispers brushing against the back of her neck. She took a seat in the second row, placing her notebook down just as Miss Brighton entered the room with stiff posture and a frown that looked permanently carved into her face. The teacher scanned the room before her sharp eyes landed on Aria, and the pause was noticeable enough for the class to follow her gaze. "You must be the transfer student," Miss Brighton said, voice clipped. "Yes, ma'am," Aria replied politely. "Coleman? Coleman," Miss Brighton repeated, flipping through her roster sheet. "And your father is—" "What exactly?" The question was not asked with curiosity, but with suspicion, the kind adults used when expecting to catch a lie. Aria hesitated, not out of shame, but because she never liked flaunting her father's position. "He's in the military," she said simply. "Oh?" Miss Brighton raised a brow. "What rank?" The room leaned in. Military ranks were a common bragging point among kids in this school. Many parents worked on the nearby base, but very few were high-ranking. Aria swallowed. "He's a 4-star general." The class broke into murmurs. Miss Brighton froze for 2 seconds before letting out a small, humorless laugh that sliced the air. "A 4-star general," she repeated loudly, as if making sure the entire hallway heard it. "Miss Coleman, this classroom values honesty. We do not invent stories to impress classmates." Aria stiffened, cheeks warming. "I'm not inventing anything." Miss Brighton crossed her arms. "Do you have any idea how rare that rank is? There are only a handful in the entire country. And you," she gestured dismissively, "expect us to believe that a quiet little transfer student is the daughter of one. Do you think we adults are fools?" Snickers rose from the back. Derek Vaughan, school loudmouth and star troublemaker, muttered, "Liar, liar, uniform on fire." His friends laughed. Aria forced a breath. She had dealt with bullies before. She had dealt with worse things, being uprooted from homes, watching her father leave for deployments, comforting her mother through lonely nights. But something about being called a liar in front of 30 staring faces felt harder than expected. "I don't lie," she said quietly. Miss Brighton rounded on her. "Then prove it. Call him. Ask your 4-star general father to walk right into my classroom." The room erupted in oohs. Aria's stomach twisted. She couldn't call her dad. He was mid-operation briefing according to the message he left last night. He didn't even know she started school today. "I can't call him right now," she said softly. "How convenient," Miss Brighton snapped. "Until you bring proof, you will not spread such fabricated nonsense in my class. Understood?" Something in Aria's chest tightened. For years, she had learned discipline, resilience, and respect directly from the man she admired most. He had spent decades earning his rank, bleeding for it, sacrificing sleep and safety for the country. Hearing a teacher dismiss his entire existence felt like an insult carved deep into her bones. "Yes, ma'am," she whispered, though the words tasted like defeat. The rest of the period blurred. Every comment, every pair of eyes, every suppressed laugh weighed heavy on her. She finished her work quietly, shoulders tense. When the bell rang, she got up slowly, only to hear Miss Brighton call after her. "Miss Coleman, I expect truth tomorrow, or consequences." Aria nodded and left the room, pulse racing. The hallway noise felt distant. She tried texting her dad, but the message didn't deliver, likely out of range. By lunch, half the school knew the rumor. New girl lied about her dad. By last period, they knew the updated version. New girl claims her dad runs the entire military. Arya walked in silence, enduring the whispers. She tried to stay strong, but her chest ached with embarrassment and anger. She didn't want her father dragged into school drama. She didn't want attention. She just wanted to survive the school year quietly. But life rarely listened, because the next morning something happened that no one expected.